Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Stu, what are your takeaways after that? You go down 12 midway through the fourth quarter, you only get back in front, and then not quite able to finish the job. But what are your takeaways?
Cairns versus Brisbane. I mean, there's always going to be battles. You know, both teams are like hanging on for a thread, it seemed, down the stretch. You know, a lot of guys cramping, a lot of guys fighting through. I give the guys credit for, you know, fighting their way back in the game, but we also put ourselves in that position. You know, when we don't move the ball offensively as a team, and we fall into one-pass shots, we put ourselves in really tough positions on both ends of the floor. But, you know, the compete was there, and, you know, that's all I can ask for right now. We'll, you know, in defeat, it's an opportunity to learn and get better. So that's our messaging, and we got a quick turnaround. It's Adelaide on Sunday. We got some wounded bodies, but we'll be ready for the fight.
You talk about the ball movement. How much does it hurt not having a second, I guess, genuine ball handler when you can't go to Nordo now, and Jalen has to do so much of the work? How much does it hurt to not have a second, you know, point guard to be able to go to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about one pass shot. I don't think it matters who's bringing the ball up the floor.
What about Tyrell's game? I mean, when Marcus Lee got that fifth foul, it looked like you were able to take advantage of his presence inside, and probably couldn't quite do it enough in the last few minutes, but gee, he had another big impact on the game.
Yeah, Tyrell was great. 9 for 11 from the field. You know, plus 16 out there. You know, just a workman's effort. You know, he's just such a force on both ends of the floor, and you know, we probably got to do a better job of, you know, manipulating the ball to find him. It's always hard as a big because you can't just put him in ISO situations. You know, you need to run some actions to get him touches. But you know, we felt Javon had a matchup that, you know, was really working for us down the stretch, and you know, he got it going, and you know, we just rode that hot hand down.
Yeah. So obviously lost Sam early in the piece. Do you have any update on his status?
Not yet.
How did you feel about how the guys responded, especially late in that fourth quarter with some of those defensive efforts? I saw you jump down into a full court press and kind of change it up a little bit there.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's no question on the compete and the toughness of this group. It's, you know, very resilient. You know, we've probably now lost our two best defensive players in the span of 7 minutes of play, which, you know, character is tested through adversity. I have no doubt this group will rally. We play for those guys. Nordo's picture was hanging up in the locker room. You know, Nordo and Smack are such identity of who we are, but it's an opportunity for others to step up. I thought Tane Murray gave us, like, you know, just really quality minutes. You know, he gets 6 rebounds. You know, just defending Jack McVay out there. You know, this is a rookie, you know, on the road. So again, like, the effort and the attitude is there. The compete is there. We just got to tidy up a few things on, you know, on the offensive side of the ball.
You mentioned that short turnaround. Is that an opportunity to, you know, put this one behind you and move on to the next?
It is. I mean, but you know, we'll review. You know, we'll take a look at the film tonight and tomorrow. Get on the plane down to Adelaide. It's an afternoon game, so you know, it's certainly a quick turnaround. As I'm learning to go from Cairns to Adelaide, it's not a common trip in this league, but we embrace that challenge, and you know, we'll get better.
Obviously, that Cairns crowd was pretty boisterous tonight. How did you feel the guys responded to, you know, the energy in the building?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you're a competitor, that's what you want. Like, you know, credit to 40 and Mark Beecroft and everybody here at Cairns. They do a great job. Like, this is my first time here, and you know, the environment's really good, and you know, those guys, you know, we knew they'd have an edge tonight. You know, they had a tough one in round one, and you know, just even joring with Admiral a little bit. You know, it's all love afterwards. It's just competitors having fun. We get to play basketball for a living, coach basketball for a living. So, you know, if this is the worst, you know, we're in a good place.
Chris, any more questions?
Yeah, just a couple. Stu, I'm glad you mentioned that little bit of byplay between Admiral and yourself. It seemed to fire him up a little bit. Did he have much to say?
No, I don't think he needs me to fire him up, and it wasn't even me talking to him. So that's what I told him. I said, I'm not talking to you, man. You know, it came from somebody either on the bench or on the floor, and you know, that guy plays hard. He seems fired up all the time.
Just back to Sam, I mean, it's horrible luck. You lose him in the first game of last season, and now, you know, the second game of this season, he gets hurt again. And this was a big weekend for him, obviously. He started on Jack tonight, and that was a big matchup. And I assume he would have been starting on Bryce on Sunday. I mean, it's a huge opportunity for somebody else to now step up and take on that defensive load.
Yeah, no, and, you know, he just gets rolled up on. It's just a basketball bang-bang play. It's real unfortunate. You know, but we'll get more idea of his status, you know, tonight and tomorrow.
And just on Sunday's game, I mean, it just happens to be not only have you had 3 road games to start, but you're playing opponents playing their first home games of the season in each of those, so it's a big night for those opponents. And gee, that building on Sunday is going to be rocking, but it's a nice chance to try to silence them too.
Yeah, no, like we embrace the challenge. You know, there's no, we play anybody, anywhere, anytime. That's been our mentality since I got the job. You know, there's no complaint, there's no excuses. You know, we're professionals. This is what we get paid to do, and you know, we'll be ready to play.
Thanks, Jerry.